Veterans, did the VA deny you service connection for tinnitus? In today's video, I'm going to explain when the VA does not, I repeat, does not have to request a medical opinion. So if you were previously denied for tinnitus based off a negative opinion for an examiner, I'm going to explain how you can possibly get that overturned on a high-level review, or when your CUE, also known as a clear and unmistakable error, if it's been more than a year old. Make sure you stick around. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dwayne. I got a video for that Kimball, United States Army veteran, retired VA rating specialist, and your VA claim nugget man. Before I get into today's video, make sure you go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. So the VA denied you service connection for tinnitus based off a negative opinion from a VA examiner. I'm going to explain how this possibly can be an error. You can file a high-level review or a CUE if it's been more than 1 year. But right now, a word from one of our sponsors.
At Access Med, we guide our veterans towards the benefits they deserve. We specialize in streamlined and efficient medical legal services, including expert case management and impactful Nexus Letters that can significantly enhance your benefits applications. Dr. Freeman, a veteran himself, brings unmatched experience and a deep personal connection to every evaluation, ensuring your Nexus Letter truly reflects your service and sacrifice. We believe medicine is both an art and a science. Our programs focus on promoting family participation in the Veterans Benefits Package. Trust Access Med to stand by you every step of the way. Visit accessmed.com and secure the benefits you deserve. Access Med, serving those who served.
Okay, everyone, before I get into this tinnitus denials, make sure you go ahead and pick up your copy of my new book, The VA Compensation Blueprint. It's time to win. And be on the lookout for the university in 2026. All right? So, the VA denied your claim for service connection for tinnitus based off a negative opinion of a C&P examiner. Now, I remember this like it was yesterday because this was the first error in the scenario I'm going to give you. This was the first error I received as a rating specialist, okay? So one of the veterans in my monthly membership brought this to my attention. And I was like, hey, I got to do a video on this. So let's just say you were treated for tinnitus in service. You had a complaint for ringing in the ears or tinnitus in service, a diagnosis, injury, or disease or something like that for tinnitus, and it's documented in your medical records from active duty. The VA schedules a C&P exam, and you go. And the examiner gives a negative opinion, and the rater denies the claim. Oh man, woo-hoo! That's an error. That is an error. And if you receive that notification and it's been less than a year, you can file a high-level review. If it's been more than a year, that is a CUE. And I have videos out there explaining what a CUE is, okay? Now, I know you're just nipping at the bit for me to get to it. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna give you some information. Let's keep going. Slide number 1. Here in slide number 1, this is the M21-1. And again, people, I know some people say, man, Dwayne, you always showing these slides and this. People, I'm giving you the answers to the test. I'm going out there doing the heavy lifting, giving you the answers to the test, because when you do a high-level review, when you do a CUE, guess what? It is up to you to find where the VA failed. And what I'm showing you right here is where that VA employee failed if you fall into this category, this scenario that I just explained, okay? So it states, you see the citation, the M21-1 citation, qualification requirements of examiners, hearing loss and tinnitus. Hearing loss examinations must be completed by a state licensed audiologist. The VA used to have DBQs for hearing loss and tinnitus on the website. Well, at least I think tinnitus and other ear conditions, all right? They're no longer there, all right? So you have to go to a C&P exam. If only tinnitus examination is being requested, the examination may be conducted by either an audiologist or non-audiologist clinician if a hearing loss examination is of record, okay? So I put that line underneath that piece. You're not gonna see that line if you go to the M21-1, all right? So it says notes. It is appropriate to request an examination for tinnitus alone when a veteran claims service connection for tinnitus on the basis that it is due to a disability other than hearing loss. Okay, let's say tinnitus secondary to migraines or something like that, okay? And or tinnitus was treated during military service. It says and or, so you only need one of these two, all right? Now, I want you to remember when I share the M21-1 references, not all the time do I share the entire reference, but I'm giving you the citation where you can go out and do more research. People, I cannot stress enough. A lot of veterans ask me, Dwayne, how do I win my claim? How do I win my claim? By being educated. You come over to my channel, this is where information I'm sharing with you. If you're in my monthly veteran membership outside of YouTube, this is the discussions that I'm having with those members. I'm explaining different topics, different citations. This is how you win. These are the nuggets, okay? Slide number 2. Requesting medical opinions for tinnitus, okay? Pay close attention because this is the nuggets, the answers to the test. A medical opinion is not, I'm gonna say it again, is not required to establish direct SC stands for service connection, for claim tinnitus if, and they give you 3 bullet comments here, okay? STR, service treatment records, that's your medical, your active duty medical records, okay? Document the original complaints and or diagnosis of tinnitus. So, those 5 elements, what did I say, people? Diagnosis, treatment, complaint, injury, or disease. Complaint, okay? Complaint. And then you have 2 other bullet comments here. Now let's look at the 3rd one. The veteran claims continuity of tinnitus in service, or there are records or other competent and credible evidence of continuity of tinnitus diagnosis or symptomology, okay? One thing that you have to keep in mind, people, if you've been out of service for a while, that's what they're talking about, continuity, meaning you got out in, let's say, 1985. Even though you had ringing in the ears, you didn't complain about it in service, and you didn't start seeking treatment until, let's say, 2015, something like that. One thing that I tell veterans is, you know, if a C&P examiner bring this up, hey, in the military, we're trained not to seek medical treatment. We're trained to suck it up. And when you get out, it doesn't mean that, hey, I just flip a switch and now, since I'm no longer on active duty, I'm just going to go to the doctor every day. We still have that mentality, okay? So you may have start receiving treatment later. And so, again, people, intent to file, 800-827-1000. I want to do intent to file for compensation. You got a whole year to file a claim. Start building that continuity, getting that treatment, okay? And then you can explain why you maybe went 5-6 years before then where you didn't get any treatment, okay? Now let's look at the note section here. A diagnosis of tinnitus is a medical determination. A layperson is not competent, that's us, if you're not a medical professional, render a diagnosis without appropriate medical training and or background. But I want to go back up here to the top. A medical opinion is not required to establish direct service connection for claim tinnitus. So what they're telling us is, okay, if, again, you were treated in service, you had a complaint, a diagnosis, injury or disease, anything pertaining to, under that, as it pertains to tinnitus, you don't need a medical opinion. That was my first error. And what happened was somebody requested an audio C&P exam, veteran claim tinnitus. There was a negative opinion, okay, from the examiner, and I denied the claim. I think this was maybe my 5th rating decision that I ever did, okay? My first error. Quality person said, Dwayne, I got to give you error. And I'm like, what? And they pointed out, there's reference. Even though the examiner provided a negative opinion based off this reference, I should have granted the benefit, or I should have granted service connection for tinnitus, even though the examiner provided a negative opinion. That's huge, people. Okay, so you're probably saying, Dwayne, what does this got to do with me? All right, so those 5 elements: treatment, complaint, diagnosis, injury, disease. Is it documented in your medical records? Not a diagnosis, it could be a complaint of just ringing in the ears. Look at your separation exam. If it is, you went to a C&P exam and the VA rater denied you based off that negative opinion, guess what? You got a high level review or CUE if it's been more than a year. This is how you do it. If it's been within a year, you complete that 0996, make sure you copy that M21-1 citation in the second slide that I shared with you. Hopefully you have a copy of your medical records from active duty. This is what you're arguing on your high-level review. You're taking the answers that they gave you as it pertains to your situation. That's how you win that high-level review. It'll be hard. I'm not going to say a DRO is going to grant it, but it'll be hard for them to say no, because now, boom, you put it right in their face. Let's say that denial, same scenario, but the denial has been more than 1 year. Let's say it's been 10 years ago. You can't file that appeal because it's more than 365 days. But guess what? You have a CUE, a clear and unmistakable error. I'm not going to go into detail on it, but I have a couple of videos explaining CUEs, okay? And one of the good things about CUEs, guess what? They never expire. So let's say you're 100% right now, and you just got 100% last month. But 10 years ago, you were 94%, and you filed a claim for tinnitus, and they denied it based off the negative opinion, but you had some type of documentation of a complaint or treatment in service for tinnitus, ringing in the ears, all right? And that 10% would have got you to 95%, which would have got you to 100. That's the CUE all day long, based off this M21-1 citation, this manual reference that I've given you. Put the CUE on the VA Form 21-526EZ. Man, I'm dropping a lot of nuggets in this video today, right? You explain it, and you submit it. And they should grant you service connection with effective date all the way back for 10 years. Now, right now, the compensation difference between 90% and 10%, I think it was around about 100%, not 10%, 100%, about $1,500, but I know someone's going to correct me, so leave me a comment in the comment section. They have to do that for the previous 10 years. That's a lot of money, people. That's a lot of money. And check this out. And in some states, counties in that state, if they have tax exemption on property tax, some counties will let you go back up to 3 years. And they may say, oh, wait a minute, you can file, I don't know if it's an addendum or with complaint or whatever, but make sure you talk to your county's, your county's tax collectors. Go to your local tax collector's office. And I've seen veterans say, hey, wait a minute, the VA made a mistake and they took my 100% back 10 years. Is there anything in your policy that says I can get those taxes that I paid that I shouldn't have paid reverted, meaning paid back to me? If the answer is yes, then you win that back pay with the county. Not all counties do it. I'm in Florida. I know some counties do, some don't. I'm in Hillsborough County. Hillsborough County, I think they go back 3 years. Pasco County, just north of us, they don't go back, period, okay? So this is how you win if you fall in that particular scenario on a high-level review or a CUE. Again, people, it's about being educated. Make sure you go out to the VA's website, spend some time, invest the time, okay? Especially if you're watching some of my videos, I'm already giving you the citation numbers, but invest the time to do a deep dive because you don't want to leave any money on the table. With that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and as always, share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you.